First experience, honestly, first time I ever smoked cannabis, I was in high school. And I only did it once in high school because I got so nervous. Nervous because I smoked with my friends. We actually hotboxed my friend's RV. It was her parents' RV, so we hotboxed it. And at that time, my mom messages me, and my mom's like, "Ya voy por ti," like saying, "I'm on my way for you." And I'm like, laughing my ass. I'm like, I think my mom's coming for me. Someone please read this to me. And like, your mom's on her way. And I'm like, no, she can't pick me up. Let's go inside. Oh my gosh. I run inside. I like dive into her bed and I just like get stiff and I'm like asleep. I pretend I'm asleep. My mom walks in. She moves me. She's like, Viviana, let's go. Like, let's go. And I'm stiff. She's like, there's no way you're stiff. You're hard as a stick. Like, let's go. And I know I played it off. I was asleep, supposedly. So my mom's like, I'll be right back for you then. So yeah, my mom actually let me sleep over. I was so nervous and scared. I was like, I'm never gonna smoke again. And actually, once I started smoking cannabis, officially, I was at least 22 when I officially started smoking cannabis. So it was from when I was like 16 until 22. That's when I smoked again. So I had a big gap and I had a lot of time to educate myself on it, and that's how my whole cannabis journey started. Once I actually started educating myself at the age of like 20, 21, 22 is when I officially, was like, all right, I know I mentally could do this and, it's not going to affect me in the way that people make it out to seem. So that's how my whole cannabis started. And now like we're here. So I'm super excited. I took that puff of that blunt again. I mean, I'm about to smoke a bowl. They've changed a lot, honestly. I used to think it was a gateway drug. That's the way I was taught because my dad actually used to smoke cannabis when he was younger, then, got prescribed opiates because of RA. And I thought it was because of cannabis that he went down the road that he went down. But once I started educating myself and actually started not just educating myself with cannabis, but as people, educating myself about how people must feel and why people do things and how someone's life could be impacted and they take the route they take for a certain reason. So it's kind of really stop judging people and understanding. So I feel like a lot of it has to do with my dad. I always felt like I had to defend my dad because of the road he took. And I always hear people saying, oh, people would tell my mom, careful with your daughters, they're probably gonna end up like their dad, addicted to something. And, it kind of used to get to me, honestly, secretly, but now I educated myself and I see a whole different side of it. I see how it's a huge community. The cannabis community is so welcoming and it's really, I feel like a lot of women are in the cannabis community. Like a lot of women are supporting women. That's the main thing I love about cannabis. And it's not a gateway drug. You really do have to educate yourself on, what strain is better for you, if sativa, indica, or just CBD. Just, there's so many different parts of the plant that scientists are just, realizing and experimenting with. So I'm excited to see more scientific research that's going to come out to us about cannabis and just how it's going to grow and change people's lives. So I feel like you do have to be in a good state of mind before you smoke cannabis, before you feel like that addictiveness, because it's not, so I just feel like it's really important for people to educate themselves. And it really did change my life, like a lot. I found my passion on, doing so many different things and helping out other people as well, just the way that you are, which is wonderful. Yeah, so I have faced stigma, with how I mentioned earlier, with people telling my mom, like, be careful with your daughters, they might be addictive like their dad. And, at first my mom was like, my mom follows me on Instagram, but she's like, I don't really watch your stories because I don't want to see you smoking. I still get that a little bit from my mom, but I tell my mom, like, Mom, you should see how this is actually changing my life. And I'm really hoping that changes all of our lives. So I had that stigma when my family, they're really Hispanic. So once I told them that I smoke cannabis, everyone was like, no way. And now if someone goes smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna go smoke a blunt with them. My mom wants to smoke a cigarette. I don't like it. She doesn't like me. You know, it's not she doesn't like me smoking weed or anything. She takes her little CBD, you know, or THC little gummies, but she's actually like the blunt smell. But if someone goes outside to smoke a cigarette, me and my joint are coming with you, you know? So kind of like breaking the stigma. That's what I feel like. I've been stigmatized by family and friends, you know, don't get addicted, or you're addictive, or you can't stop smoking, you know, right away. If they're like, I dare you to stop smoking for a day. I'm like, you don't, like, okay, fine, I will stop smoking for a day, but can you stop taking your sleeping pills for a week too? You know, so it's this weird balance of trying to break the stigma and, like, you know, people smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna go smoke my J with you. When it comes to content creation, I feel like what inspires me, honestly, to be honest, my sisters. Like my little sisters, I feel like they are so colorful and like so vibrant, and a lot of my sisters actually come with me to take my pictures. And you know, anytime before I post a photo up, I send it to my sisters. I have 4 of them. Yeah. So I have 4 sisters and we're like super close. So before I post anything on social media, you know, as cheesy as it is, I send it to my sisters. I get their advice on it. And we work together on my content, me and my sisters. And honestly, I just tell myself, like, okay, what looks beautiful? And like, what would be a cool picture? And to be honest, I actually prefer taking pictures. I prefer taking photos instead of being in them. But sometimes I feel like some people can't do what I see. So I'm just like, self-timer real quick. Let me run over here and pose. Like but honestly, I smoke a big fat bowl or a big blunt before I take any content photos, and I just let it flow. You know, I just let it come out however it comes out. It just comes to me, I guess, when it comes to content. To do the V show is basically kind of helping each other out, breaking the stigma with cannabis and showing people that you can be successful as the same time as you know, consuming cannabis. You could have both. You could, you know, be a successful business person and smoke cannabis. There's not really any restrictions there. And then I also wanted, you know, bigger reason is kind of, there's that 1%, you know, that 1% that holds all the wealth. And my thing is that there's so many people out there with small businesses, local businesses, startup companies, with so many good ideas. And all we need to do is literally support each other. And when we support each other, instead of having 1%, we can bring that 1% wealth to 30%, 80%, 90%, 100%, where it's equal for everybody. But in order to do that, we need to support each other. We need to stop, you know, no disrespect to the big corporations, because they're huge and they have helped us a lot, you know, to serve and feed us and provide for us. But I honestly think it's time to stir away from big corporations and really help us, the people. And if we do that, we could really change. We could have more power as people. We could help each other more and live the lifestyle that we all want to live. I know every single one of us, everyone that's watching the show, everyone that has watched the show, people out there, everyone wants to provide for their family, have a good house, have a good income, not struggle. But how can we do that if we keep going and turning our backs when someone says, oh, I want to start this business? And they're like, oh yeah, that's cool, make a bath bomb, but Bath and Body Works sell bath bombs. I'll go over here instead. No, like, support your friend, support your local person. And if we do that, you know, who knows how different the world would be. So that's why I started the whole show, is just to like break the stigma with cannabis, show people that we are successful people and we are smart people. We're not lazy, we're not couch potatoes. You know, we can thrive just as everyone else thrives. And especially as women, you know, breaking that stigma more as women, you know, and being your own business owner and just being your own freaking CEO and smoking cannabis and supporting each other. That's what the whole V show is about, honestly, just to like shake up the world a little bit in a way.
Yeah.
And then not to be afraid to follow your dreams, you know, like these people that I've been, like everyone that I've interviewed have taken the chance in their life to do what they're passionate about, and they've been successful, and they smoke cannabis, you know, in their small businesses. And it's incredible. I don't know, it's just being more of that community that we've been missing. And especially right now during, you know, this type of pandemic that we're going through, we definitely need to be supporting each other and not feel like, oh, we're in this alone. No, we're in this together, and we're all struggling with income. So go to small businesses, support them, you know. Snoop Dogg. No, honestly, I would, you know, I haven't really thought about it that far. I feel like my main goal, honestly, has been, what other small business can I help? Who else would be down to be on the show? Who else can I help promote? That's been more of my thoughts. But now that I really think about it, I feel like, one, yeah, Snoop Dogg, come on the show. I would love to smoke with you. But I don't know. I feel like it would be crazy to think, but I'm putting it out there. Imagine to have like a cannabis show on Netflix or something like that, and like be kind of like the new era of what a show would be, like how it is. And I don't know, just dreaming. I don't know. I'm all excited. I'm like really thinking about how far I want the V show to go. But I would love it to go as far as maybe even having my own show on Netflix. I feel like that would be amazing. And having different people on the show, whether it be big famous people to, you know, people that live in my community, people that live in your community, just anyone. My mom would set up this little bench for me and downstairs, and we should put like a little like tela, like a sheet over it. And yeah, we would watch the news, the you know, the Hispanic news, and I would just be right there, and I'd pretend be pointing at the news and doing all this. And now I'm here. So honestly, I feel like if you follow your dreams, the dream that you had as a kid, think about what you used to want to be as a kid. Like if you were to think about it and you still feel that passion about it, maybe that's what you're meant to be doing. So many good things coming your guys' way. I'm so excited. Let's see. I just interviewed Sublime. I just interviewed Sublime yesterday, actually. So I will be posting Sublime's interview on my YouTube channel. And so you can find me on Zona. Yeah, I believe that's my YouTube channel, Zona. I already forgot. All I know is I call it the V Show. So I just interviewed Sublime. So I will be posting their interview on my YouTube channel. And then new projects that I've been working on. I just got my LLC for the V-Zona collection. Yes, so there's gonna be a V-Zona collection coming. I have worked with an artist, and she's absolutely amazing. She sees my vision. I like send her pictures. All these photographs, by the way, all these cartoon figure things that she's doing for me, it's actually me and my sisters. They're photographs of us, but she's making us into like, I don't know if you've seen the V-Zona collection, it's on Instagram, but all those dolls, I'm the one that's gonna be in pink, my another sister's gonna be lilac, green, orange, red. So we're gonna be like different colors. And I'm gonna have the V-Zona merch coming out soon for you guys, and rolling trays and bags. And I mean, there's so much I could go on. Like there's so many things. And another interview that's coming up, I'm super excited about, is I'm gonna interview Jim from the Earl Cup Festival. Yes. So I'll be interviewing him. So the Earl Cup that's gonna be held on 420. Super excited about it. But yeah, he's my next interview. So stay stoned for that, everybody, because I'm super excited. But the Sublime pretzels, those pretzels are so sweet and savory. They're so good. And Sublime, I love cartridges. My favorite of all time, I love Fire OG, and I love smoking out of a bong. Like bongs are my favorite because you have earth, the actual flower, you have your fire and your water and your air. You have all elements. So that's why I love smoking out of a bong. That's why I try smoking out of a bong right now, but it feels kind of clogged for some reason. But yeah, if I had to choose, I definitely go for a bong. You have your elements, fire, water, earth. So definitely bongs, fire OG, and more convenient wise, definitely cartridges when it comes to like family events and stuff like that. So I have a few little segments of SAMR and I want to do more of those. Honestly, my girlfriend's the one that got me into it because for some reason she was watching everyone, she had her little earphones on and like she'd be laughing and I was like, okay, it's cute. And then suddenly she's like, here, put these on. And she put the earphones on. I'm like, what is that? She's like, oh, it's SAMR. I was like, holy crap, like, let me see that. And then I finally figured out why she started putting her earphones. I was like, oh my gosh. But it was my girlfriend. My girlfriend, she started watching SAMR videos of people actually eating. And to this day, honestly, I can't watch people eating. But my girlfriend's like, babe, what if you started doing SAMR videos of you rolling a blunt or you packing a bowl? And I was just like, brilliant. So actually it was my girlfriend's idea that came up with me doing SAMR cannabis, sections for my show. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing those a little bit more. I honestly get so excited when I put on the earphones and then I'm doing it myself. So this is the microphone that I use for my SMR videos. And when I just connected it the first time to my beats that I got, I could not stop laughing. It filled me up with this whole different sensation that my brain has never felt before. Like I was like, what is my brain feeling? Like this, my brain was tingling for some reason in a way that it hasn't. So that's how I started getting stuck to SAMR videos and, started doing them a little bit here and there. First time when I put on my headphones and I started, hearing the different sounds with SMR and the actual microphone, it really did make it made my brain feel different. Like it gave me like this tingling sensation, and even me, myself, talking to myself, it soothed me, like just hearing the SAMR sounds and just, grabbing different textures. Not only did like touching different textures as I had the headphones on, me hearing the sound, but in a way, it kind of felt like I could feel the actual texture of things a little bit more because now I could actually hear it. So now I really feel it. I don't know if that even makes sense at all. Like, I love the sound. I'm like, yes, I'm about to like roll. I could hear the joy that I'm rolling right now. I could just, that's how I feel. I'm like, I can feel that joy of like that flower I'm about to smoke, and hearing like the actual lighting of the lighter and just like that first burn of that joint. I'm just like, sometimes I feel like it might be better than the hit. Maybe they're like right there, right next to each other. But it really makes me feel really good. And even hearing other people do SAMR, there's SMR for sleeping, for anxiety, for all kinds of different things. So I just wanted to do SAMR for more of the cannabis side of things, since I know the sleeping side and soothing of anxiety and everything's kind of, all those people are doing their thing. There's so many good people out there, that I recommend seeing. But yeah, I definitely recommend SAMR. It really does help you sleep, helps you with anxiety, just makes you feel better. And even if you don't like hearing the sounds of other people, grab yourself a microphone and some headphones and, you'd start doing your own little SAMR. And trust me, you're going to laugh. Because I laughed my first time doing SAMR. I laughed for like a good 10 minutes. I called my girlfriend because she was at her mom's house when my microphone finally came in. And I could not stop laughing. I'm like, babe, this is making me feel like some sort of way. Like, this is no way my voice sounds like this. Like, no way this sounds like this. Like, this has to be fake. So now that I hear SAMR on other people's channels, now I can actually hear it. Back then I was just like, oh, they're doing little sounds, low sounds. But once I got my mic, now I'm like, now I know how they kind of go down and lower their voice and do things. Like, oh, I bet you that feels good while they're doing SAMR. So yeah, it's very enjoyable, honestly. Well, I feel like it all started, during our parents' generation. I feel like, back then cannabis was legal. Back then cannabis was used, medicinal, and houses were built out of hemp, and so were cars, and so and to this day, I do not understand why there's not hemp houses. And whoever, and I mark my words on this, whoever does the first construction hemp business, amazing, because hemp doesn't burn down. Hemp gets stronger with water. And I just feel like back then it was good until this whole war on drugs came. You know, once the president said like war on drugs, everything just, you know, that's how it all started, and we started seeing cannabis viewed differently. And that's why I feel like I feel like we're kind of moving to an era where, you know, we're kind of understanding more the benefits of cannabis. And our parents, you know, now our parents are kind of coming out of the closet saying, well, I used to smoke cannabis. And now our grandparents are saying, well, I smoke cannabis. And it's like, well, you're not a drug dealer. You're not in prison. You never harmed anybody. So cannabis is not as bad as people made it to seem then. So it's just, you know, rebuilding the whole and molding back the whole cannabis family and industry and really showing those benefits. I feel like, you know, we had it wrong with thinking that it was a gateway drug, and that was due to the whole president saying that, you know, war on drugs thing. And that's where I feel like it all shifted. It was during that time where it all just shifted. But before that, cannabis houses, cannabis cars, you know, fuel. So I'm just glad now that we're going to an era where cannabis is being accepted again. And there's a lot of people out there that are coming out of the closet about cannabis, coming out of the canna closet. So, you know, it's just nice to see all these older people and younger people and any age, you know, any age group of people just coming out and saying, well, I smoke cannabis and I'm successful. And I feel like now we are getting it right. Now that we're, you know, talking more about it, now I feel like we're actually getting the truth about cannabis, and we're definitely gonna shape cannabis to be a whole different thing than what it used to be seen as. Honestly, what keeps me going, and I have it as my screensaver, and what keeps me going is being the best human you could be. Honestly, that's my way of, that's my little line of the way that I live my life, is being the best human you could be. You know, be that role model that everyone says, oh, I look up to that person. No, be the person you look up to. You know, be your own person that you look up to. Be the best human you could be. I understand there's a bunch of like religions out there and everything like that. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're all beautiful. They all have, you know, their beliefs and their own beautiful beliefs and different things that people like and dislike about them. But honestly, I just feel like there's this artist that his name's Trevor Hall. And in one of his songs, he says, there's so many rivers, but they all reach the sea. So that's how I see it, as, you know, separation. You know, every different type of separation that people have is a different river. But at the end, we all reach the sea. No matter what happens, who knows what the truth is out there, you know? We're not going to find out. So just be the best, you know, person you could be the best human you could be. That's how I get through it. And with this little baby, you know, whenever I feel stressed a little bit, I'll just take, you know, a breather or take a little puff, and I feel great. What I love about the cannabis community is that it's a lot of people from different age groups, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. Just, it's something that everyone can relate to. You know, no matter what part of the world you're in, if you smoke cannabis, I know I can have a really good conversation with you, and I guarantee I'm going to learn something from you. You know, and another thing, I feel like believe it or not, I'm a huge introvert. And that's one of the main reasons why I started the V Show, because I wanted to kind of break out of my own shell. Because my girlfriend is, I mean, I love my girlfriend to death, and she's so freaking cool. My girlfriend has like so many friends, and no one ever has anything bad to say about her. And I love that. And I'm just like, I want my own group. My girlfriend does Twitch. So I see her community. I'm like, I want a community like that. And, you know, I love cannabis, and I started realizing there's so many people out there that smoke cannabis, and the cannabis community has really welcomed me, I feel like. And I feel like a lot of us that smoke cannabis are a little bit introverted in a way, And this has kind of brought us together, and in a way has brought us this huge community. Now we're a big family. So that's what I love about the cannabis community, and we all support each other. I feel like in a way we kind of all, we all have our different beliefs, of course, but in a way we kind of are on the same page on when it comes to supporting small businesses, supporting locally, supporting each other. So we have a lot in common. So that's what I love about the community. We're so welcoming, and we're not just like, we want to see everyone go up, whether it be smoking that blunt and feeling high, or going up in life and being successful. I feel like we always want to see everyone just go up in their life. So that's why I love the cannabis community. Everyone I have met, super amazing, super kind, and I love it. I love the doors that has been opening for a lot of people.